everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hey, I'm gonna make some. Remember the other day when we were talking the trapping stuff and I showed you these Wolf Fang anchors, cable anchors? I'm gonna make some of them today, and I'm just gonna show you how I do it. It's not necessarily the perfect way to do it, but it's the way I do it. I'm gonna show it to you, okay? Hang on just a second. I'm gonna turn this camera and get it down here where you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking 1/8 inch cable, okay? And I'm gonna cut this so it's got a good fresh cut on it. Just a pair of cable cutters. All right. I'm gonna make it about as long as this one. So we're gonna make it about that long. And it don't have to be, these things don't have to be perfect, y'all. All right. All right. So I got my piece of cable. And I got me some of these Wolf Fang anchors. Show y'all how that anchor's made. Okay, and if you look, it's got a little, they swoop up on that end. Well, when you take the driver that I showed you the other day and drive it in the ground, and then you pull this, that hooks on the ground and it flips it around sideways. So now you got it sideways in the ground and it won't pull out of the ground, okay? But here's what we do. Well, first off, I guess I better get one of these pound downs. That's what we always call them. Now they make a swedger for this thing that you actually put it in and you crimp it down, and it puts 2 or 3 little swedges on this thing to keep it in. The way I do it, I'm just old school, old hillbilly. And actually my brother-in-law used to work in overhead doors, and they used to use these all the time, and this is how they did them. Here's what I do. I put both ends of that in there. I got a piece of railroad tie as my little anvil here. See how that thing's flattened out? See that? I promise you, you probably could hook this thing to this pickup truck that I'm working on the tailgate of, and this daggone thing not be able to pull off. All right, what I do on the other end of this is I put a swedge on here. Sometimes it's a little bit of a trick to get all that cable in there. And I just put enough to where I can put some kind of connector from here to my trap. All you do is just pound it down. And I promise you, y'all, there ain't no way you can pull that off of there. And I guarantee you there ain't no coyote, bobcat, nothing like that gonna pull it off. That's the way I do Wolf Fang anchors. All right, I'm gonna make up a bunch more because I got a bunch to make. And I guessed it pretty daggone close, y'all. Just by looking at the length, it's pretty darn close. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna make up a bunch of them, and then I'm gonna show you some stuff what I do with my traps to get them cleaned up and to make sure they got trap tags on them. It's just got my name and address on them. Anyway, I'll show you all that in a minute. All right, y'all, that's pretty much how we do that. Let me show you something with the traps. All right, this one has been used last year. So what I want to do is just look at it. What I typically do is I typically set them. Push them levers down on the side. And this is a dogless trap. Let me show you the difference here. This is a trap that has a dog on it. That's a dogless. This is a dogged trap. See that little lever right there? That's a dog. It's set similar. Well, get this stuff out of the way. Push the levers down. Flip that jaw down, flip that dog over, and put it inside of this notch right there. Okay? With this trap, of course, I'm not going to stick my hand in there, but with this trap, with that jaw down, and you got it set in the ground, an animal comes along and steps on this and sets it off. With this trap, let me get it down here to the night latch. Hear that snap? That's how I got it set up. An animal comes down through here and steps on this jaw and they're caught. This trap is an older Victor trap, y'all. Okay? I mainly use this one if I'm water trapping and I know that there is some mink or something like that in the creek that I'm trapping. I might use this trap, just set it in the water. Of course, I would fix this a lot better than this is right here. Okay, I actually got that one night latch too. It takes a lot less pressure to set it off. Anyway, this is pretty much a coyote trap like I use, and it's already got a Wolf Fang on it. I had it in the ground last year and ended up pulling it. But I'm just going to look at this thing because I'm going to boil this trap because it's got wax on it. If you can see, this one wasn't set very much. See that wax right here? Look, see that wax? When I boil these, I want to boil all that wax off of it. Then I'll take something and scoop that wax off the top of the water that I got them in, because I got a 55-gallon drum that I cut. It's probably like that deep, y'all. Okay, I fill it up close to the top. I put these traps in them, build a fire under it, get it boiling, get all these traps really hot, and that wax will melt off of them. Well, it'll float to the top of the water. I take like an old coffee can, scoop it off, and get rid of the wax. Well, then when I get them to that point, I put some trap dye in the water and dye all the traps, and it makes them dark colored. And then what I usually do when I'm doing that, I'll tie probably, I don't know, at least 6 or 8 traps together in a bundle and do them all at one time. Then I pull them out of there and I hang them up, and I end up undoing that bundle and getting one at a time out, because I usually wax one trap at a time. But the trap has got to be hot, and it has to be the same temperature as that wax. If not, when you pull it out, it'll be all white and chalky looking. If you pull it out and it looks like it's just wet, and when it starts drying, you don't see any of the chalky stuff on it from the wax, then you got the trap hot enough. Anyway, y'all, I also got to make sure on these traps that I have one of them trap tags I was just talking about a minute ago and showed y'all. Let me show y'all how we do that. And I got these split rings that I use. It makes it really fast, but you got to make sure the split ring's in good shape and they're not twisted and bent or whatever. And if you look at this trap, it has a swivel right here. So it's actually got 2 swivel points there and there. It's got one there and there. It also has a shock spring on it. If you catch a coyote, he'll bounce that shock spring and it keeps so much pressure off of him. You got another swivel there, and you got a swivel up here. So I got plenty of swivel points on this trap. So if he's caught in that trap and he's rolling or flopping or whatever, jumping, carrying on, he ain't gonna get any leverage on this trap. All right. Anyway, y'all, here's what I do with the trap tag. And actually, this has got one on it. If you see right here, y'all see that right there? That is a trap tag, and that has my information on it. All right. Let me see if I can find one that don't have a trap tag on it. All of these might. I'm sure some of them got knocked off last year. And here's one that's almost knocked off. Y'all, all I do is just take the trap tag and loop it around one of the links of the chain down here and just smash it flat. Game wardens know to look on these traps. If they need to identify a trap, they look on the trap and they'll see that trap tag and they'll pull it off and they'll get your information off of it. But anyway, y'all, I just make sure that all these traps, see, there's that one. All these traps have got tags. I make sure that they're all working. I clean all this mud and dirt off of them. This one's definitely been in the ground last year. See all that mud and dirt? And yeah, you ain't got to worry about this trap going off, sticking your hand here. If you touch that, it'll go off. But you can touch these jaws. You can do whatever you want to them jaws. It ain't going to go off. You still got to pay attention to what you're doing, because they will go off on you if you get on this pan right here. Hear that night latch? Anyway, animal comes down through there again, steps on that, and it goes off. But that's all I do, y'all. I just go through all this stuff, make sure that they are all working. There's nothing bent, messed up on them. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Nothing bent. I don't know how this one got this way. Y'all see that spring? That spring ain't gonna work, y'all. That spring is bent to heck and back. So what I'm gonna do is, I got a tool that I can spread that apart, take that spring off, throw that spring away, get me another spring to put on there. But that's the kind of stuff I'm doing. I'm just inspecting all these traps, making a few of the Wolf Fangs, inspecting the traps, getting everything ready to go, making sure everything's got a trap tag on it and all that. But anyway, y'all, that's what I'm out here doing, and it's nice. It's like, I don't know, 72 or 3 degrees out today. It's supposed to be, I think, like 40 degrees tonight, so it's going to be nice. I might have to get up in the morning and slip over the hill here behind the house and see if I can't kill a squirrel or two. Next weekend, I got a bunch going on. I got a young man that used to be my nephew, my step nephew. It's my stepbrother's son. That my stepbrother's dad and my mom were married for a long time. They got a divorce, whatever. Anyway, I still keep up with them guys. But here, I don't know, probably about a year ago, him and his girlfriend got engaged or whatever, and it wasn't too long after that they wanted me and Miss Jenny to go out to eat with them. We went out to eat, and they asked me if I would marry them. Well, I had never married anybody before. I've done some stuff. I've done some preaching at church, and I minister in music just about every week, either singing or playing or both or whatever. Anyway, I looked up all the stuff that I had to do in the state of Kentucky, which is not very much in the state of Kentucky anymore. Got all that done. So now I can legally marry them. So next Friday night, I will be performing a marriage ceremony. The first one of them I've ever done. I've done 2 or 3 funerals. But anyway, y'all, so next weekend's going to be crazy busy. But then Saturday and Sunday next week is early muzzleloader season. I'm going to try to slip out and try to kill a deer around here, right here at the house. We'll see how that goes. I might be able to do some video stuff while I'm deer hunting. We'll see. I don't know. I don't really have a dedicated camera that I'm using to do videos. I'm shooting just about everything on my phone. I do have a little action camera, but you won't be able to see much of that if I try to shoot anything with that. But anyway, y'all, just thought I'd do a video on some of this trapping stuff I'm getting ready to do. We're about, I think the day's the 11th. It's Friday. Yeah, it's the 11th. So exactly 1 month from today, trapping season comes in. But deer rifle season's also in. So I may set 1 or 2 traps right here close to my house. But it's probably going to be at least after gun season, which is, I think it's the 9th, November 9th through Thanksgiving weekend. I probably won't do very much trapping at all. But after that, I'm going to try to do some. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to make this real quick video and show y'all what I had going on. And anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking the videos. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. And until we see y'all again, y'all have a great weekend, a great week, and God bless you.